Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is playing with digital stamps on Slimline cards. This is the Pine Tree digital stamp from the Not Too Shabby shop, and I love digital stamps because you can make them whatever size you want. So I printed this out at full size. This is an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of cardstock, so you can see how big that tree is. Here are the G markers I'm going to be using to color this in. Now it's a large image, so the coloring did take a while, so I have greatly sped it up for your viewing pleasure. And I'm starting with my lightest color, G02, just kind of really trying to figure out where I want to put my darkest areas and how I'm going to color this tree. Now originally I thought when I colored it I was going to leave like some open white areas for like clumps of snow. That didn't end up working out. They disappeared. And then I had some that were like big areas and some that had no snow. So I am going to add those in with a fun product at the end. You'll see that. So now I'm coming in with my darkest color and adding those really dark areas. I've already put down my light and my medium and really just being conservative about laying down the color because again, I'm just trying to get the feel for this tree and how I want to color it. There are some detail lines besides the darker outline lines on this image, so it makes it, you know, a little bit suggestive of where you want to put darker lines, and I really like that. So that's where I started coming in with those pine tree-like strokes, making the dashed lines. They're not dashed, they're just curved. They're curved lines like you would see on a really thick and full pine tree. So I am just going back and forth between all three of these colors, continuing to fill this in, making the shadow areas darker, blending those out, softening the edges, adding more of those pine tree like pine needles to this tree. And you'll see I do have some pretty good white areas in there, but in the end I just kept going, and so yeah, I didn't have too many, so I decided I didn't want to save the few that I had, and I would go ahead and color those in. And then I'll add some snow to this card in two different ways and add that kind of, I don't know, magical look the snow just adds to it. So I did a brown trunk, and then I'm going to go around the right hand side of the tree with some cool gray markers to create a shadow around this tree. So C4 is my darkest. I went around 2 times with that marker, and then I'll bring in my C2 and go around that again 2 times, just blending that out. And then I'm coming in with C0 and blending that out even further. And then I do happen to have a C00 marker. So that one has a brush tip. So I brought that in and really tried to soften out the lines and blend that out, and I love the shadow on here. So now that that is done, I'm going to die cut this out using a Slimline stitched die from Trinity Stamps. This is the largest die in the set, and so this will give me a stitch panel that is 8.5 by 3.5, and you can see how my tree takes up most of this panel, and I love it. I needed to add a little bit more shading to the top left of the tree, so I went ahead and did that really quick, and then I added snow the first way with white acrylic paint that I loosened up with a little bit of water, and I'm splattering that on with a paintbrush and using the edge of this acrylic sheet here to help with that fine splatter that I love. The second way I'm adding snow is this Cosmic Shimmer Fluffy Stuff. That's what it's called. The company is Cosmic Shimmer, and this is one of the products that they make. So this goes on wet. I like to let it set up a little bit, and then when you heat set it with a heat tool, it will puff up. So it's perfect for something like this, for snow. So I'm just adding that in and around where I want it. And then I realized there's a little bit of the tree trunk showing at the top, so I brought in my E27 marker and added that in. So here you can see me heating up that fluffy stuff and how it is actually puffing up and getting fluffy. So we'll leave that for just a second and come back and add more once I add my sentiment. So this is a Scripty Christmas die set from Trinity Stamps. It's brand new, just released, and it is available in the Not Too Shabby shop as well. So I added the words Merry Christmas, and then I kind of knew where I wanted to add more of the fluffy stuff, and I just went to town. It's a very snowy mountain day, and this reminds me of when we used to go and cut down our own Christmas tree in the mountains here in Idaho, and they'd be covered with snow, and it was just a fun day of playing in the snow, picking out a tree and trying to get it out of there. So I cut off the extra little bit of the S that hung off, and that finishes up this card. I made this card as part of the October digital challenge that I host for the Not Too Shabby digital team, and we would love for you to play along with us. This month's challenge is to use a digital stamp from the Not Too Shabby shop on a Slimline card. You can find this pine tree image that I used linked free below, and you can also check out all the other amazing digital stamps at the shop. When you do make a creation for this challenge, make sure that you post it on social media and share it using the hashtag #NotTooShabbyDigiChallenge, and I will come find you and see your cute card. I thank you so much for watching, and happy stamping. Bye!